What's going on, boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel with Exhausting. So in today's episode of the Turbo Mx5 build, we're going to be installing the AEM Tru Boost gauge into the Mx5. So why I think this kit's so good is the fact that it's boost gauge and boost controller 2-in-1, which is really handy. And it's a lot easier than the manual boost controllers, which you have to go up into the engine bay to adjust. So it's got two settings, one here, one here. So you've got a high boost setting and a low boost setting. You can program both of those up to your desired boost levels. So we'll probably have one on like maybe 5 and 10 psi or 7 and 10, something like that. So you've got a normal day-to-day running one. And while when you want to crank up the boost and absolutely smoke some friends or even random people in the road. So this kit comes with the Tru Boost gauge. That's got a vacuum hose on the back to attach your vacuum hose into. We've also got a massive bit of hose which is to go up into the engine bay for your intake air pressure. And we've also got cables on here to attach it directly to the boost control solenoid. And this is going to be hooked up between either your internal or external wastegate and the turbo. So yeah guys, without no further ado, let's crack on with the install. I'm not going to show you pulling all of this out because I've already done that on my AFR gauge. So, you know, in essence it's pretty much the same. Well, it is the same, but because this one's slightly deeper than the AFR one, we're going to have to cut it slightly more, so I will show you that. So let's crack on and do it, boys. So now what we're going to do, we're going to grab our gauge, this part, and both the wire and the vacuum hose, and we're going to go ahead and feed those through. I think we might have to do a bit of modification to the dash to get this to fit, so let's jump in the car and have a look. Don't you just bloody love it when it starts rolling halfway through an install? Fuck's sake. So we take a look at what I'm doing. I'm actually cutting out a bit of the plastic here. As you can see, it's flappy at the moment. I actually need to cut that at the back. It's quite difficult to cut in here, obviously, without damaging this. So you've just got to be careful. What I'm actually using is a couple of different things. Steak knife, because that seems to do the job well. It'd be better if you had just a handheld saw like this, but it does the job. Just got a standing knife and a file, and just basically working away at that just to move it out the way. And then you can get directly down to underneath through here, basically to the back of all of this tombstone piece, and that's where we're going to be running our wires down. Bear in mind, if you watched my last video, this side's a lot easier because these bits, like the mechanisms which you don't want to get mess up, they only run to here, and there's basically a wiring harness coming out the back of this, so we can basically run the wires around that side of the wiring harness in order to ensure that they don't get caught on anything. So just been doing that, guys, and now as you can see we've got a massive gaping hole which we can run our wires down, so it's perfect. So now guys, we're going to go ahead and run our wires through here, and we're going to put them out into the passenger footwell so we can poke them through the same grommet where we did the wires for the AFR. So basically there's 5 pins and 3 pins. They're not actually separated, so you might find this confusing if you haven't done it before. But the 5 pins on the left is where we're going to plug this into. As you guys can see, all of our cables and the vacuum hose are down in the footwell. So we're going to crack the bonnet, take off that grommet again, and get everything ready to be wired up. So we're going to poke our vacuum hose and just the wire with the black and white connections, because that's going to connect to the boost solenoid, and the others are going to stay within the engine, or within the car. So that's right here. I'm not sure if that camera picks it up, but there's a hole right just on the bottom left hand corner of this. At the back, I've taken out the rubber grommet, started to open a slightly bigger hole for these two as well, because you want to make sure that that vacuum hose isn't crushed, otherwise this isn't going to work. So guys, now we're going to get our vacuum hose and run it around the back of the engine to near the throttle body. So now we've got our vacuum hose completely done, we've just got one more cable which is connecting to the boost solenoid. Now that's going to be somewhere around here, so we can take out some of this slack or we can tuck it away inside the car so the engine bay isn't as cluttered, and then we can go ahead and put our grommet back on. So now guys, using my finest JDM zip ties, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and basically tuck any of the loose wire back underneath the dashboard and the vacuum hose to ensure that no feet get pulled on it, because that wouldn't be good at all. So guys, as you can see, we've tucked away all the wires. The one that you can see, or the two you can see down there, are both of the ones. The one for the AFR goes to the ECU, which we haven't got yet, which is why that's not wired. And the other one is to wire up the Tru Boost Controller, which we're going to be wiring up in part 2 when we connect the boost control solenoid to the turbo inside the car, or inside the engine bay. So they're both coming, part 2 for both of those episodes. But yeah, let's have a look at what these look like inside the car. So I think they look pretty damn awesome. So there you have it guys, I hope you enjoyed part 1 of the Tru Boost gauge type controller install. So we put that up into the position where we've mounted it, and we've also connected the vacuum hose to the inlet pressure part of the manifold. So that's all done. All we've got to do in part 2 is connect up the boost control solenoid, which is in here, and we've also got to wire up the gauge to give it some power so it actually turns on. We're going to be wiring it up to an ignition source, and the reason for that is so when you turn the key they come on and they don't permanently stay on, of course, because if you wired up to the battery that would be completely stupid. But yeah, we're going to do all the wiring in part 2, so subscribe down below if you want to see that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Smash that thumbs up button if you found this useful or if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe down below and turn on that notification bell button to stay up to date with the latest exhaustive content. But until the next one, boys and girls, adios.